Hey, what's good, everybody? It's the Pocket Moggers. Hope you're doing well today. And I wanted to talk about the Direct State of Summer Showcases, our annual Not E3 that happens a little bit, and just, talk about the stuff in it that excited me personally. Let me know about anything that you saw in the show that you were excited for that maybe I didn't bring up, or if you want to elaborate more on something that I did talk about, let me know in the comments too, please. Share it with the community too. We'd love to hear from you. With that being said, let's get started. So yeah, Tifa is in Street Fighter 6. This has been known for a little while for fighting game fans who are interested in leaks, but it is finally true. The prophecy has been fulfilled. It is nice to see somebody who isn't Cloud or Sephiroth get into something, a crossover, and be a part of it, expand Final Fantasy's universe a little bit more. Tifa's a great choice for Street Fighter, for any fighting game in general, but especially for Street Fighter 6. Um, she apparently has an independent materia mechanic that functions with her gameplay. That's awesome. I can't wait to see what that is and how that works. No stage is kind of a bummer though. That sucks. A Final Fantasy VII stage, like I don't know, man. There's a lot of fighting games out there that just don't. I don't know. They're not really putting in the bang for their buck when it comes to this DLC. The characters are cool. Don't get me wrong, but man, like you can't even throw in a stage, right? Like it just feels so cheap. I don't know. I really wish that they would like put effort into the crossover a little bit, add stuff. Getting rid of the world tour feels like them going, "Oh, we don't really want to put any time into developing Tifa into this and making sure that that works." The materia not being used, I understand being a rights problem. Maybe you can't let the Street Fighter character use those materia because those materia use copyrighted Final Fantasy mechanics, right? So, okay, fine. That's totally fair. But what, you just can't put her in at all, right? She's not allowed to do anything. I don't know. That kind of stinks. Um, I I have heard from some Street Fighter fans and fighting game fans that the rest of the roster seems kind of lackluster. I don't agree. I think it's great that we've got two new characters coming in. One is apparently going to be a focal point from now on, which is great. I'm glad to see that. I'm very curious about what Arjun is doing over there and what he's up to. Honestly, Street Fighter 6 is looking great. I'm excited for it. Yeah, we see you. Can't believe I'm saying these words, but Spyro is back. Let's go. It looks like it might be borrowing some elements from one of my favorite game series, Panzer Dragoon, for the flying mechanics and how you attack enemies in the air. That's great. Love that stuff. Panzer Dragoon is a classic, and Spyro would really benefit from that stuff. So that's great. I hope we get a lot of ground-based stuff as well as the flying-based stuff, and I hope for nothing but the best for Spyro, because the first three games show that this franchise has a lot of potential, and I would love to see it take off again. So the Halo 1 remake looks pretty good. Um, I, you know, I like some of these armors that we get here. There's some fun additional DLC involving you and Sergeant Johnson. I guess you're like infiltrating a Covenant ship and taking some intel or a weapon or something like that. I haven't looked too hard into it, guys. Sorry for anybody who's really big into it, but that's what I gathered from it. And it looks fun too. There's some space stuff that looks like it might be fun to do in that. Um, I really do like some of these armors that we can get for it and some of these weapons, some of them. But I gotta say, I'm not too big on Halo 1 again. We did Halo 1 again 10, what, no, like 15 years ago. We're doing Halo 1 again now. I don't want Halo to become Star Wars and just every 10 years when it doesn't know what to do with itself, it just re-releases Halo 1 again. You know, I would really like to see Halo evolve, which I know they're pushing the now it's campaign evolved or to get people going with it. But is it? I don't know. I struggle to see a remake as an evolution of something because it wouldn't exist without its source material. Anyway, having said that, it does look good, and I'm not trying to poo-poo it too hard. I really want Halo to do something for its own good at some point. You know, that's all I'm saying. So, Metroidvanias are some of my favorite games, and Castlevania Belmont's Curse is looking like a really good one. The visuals are striking, the characters are dazzling, the action looks really intense. Some of these bosses look tough. It looks great. It's been a hot minute since a new Castlevania like this was released. Last I checked, maybe I'm dead wrong about that, but I don't think so. Konami became a pachinko business for about 10 years, and now seems to remember that they can make video games. So that's great to see, and I hope the best for Castlevania. Netflix should not be the only place Castlevania can be found. I hope more Castlevania games will get out to the people, and we'll be able to see this series skyrocket again. It needs it. Video games in general need Castlevania. Castlevania has been around for such a long time and reinvented itself in so many different ways that other games have imitated. And I think that more people should look to Castlevania for sources of inspiration and stuff like that. Anyway, very excited for this one. Let me know if you're a Castlevania head, how you feel about it in the comments below. So the Final Fantasy VII remakes really aren't for me. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to offend people. A lot of people are having fun with it. It really, really doesn't speak to me. But having said that, Final Fantasy VII Revelation finally did something that piqued my interest. That being adding a job system. Cloud and Tifa job changing into their different jobs. Tifa becoming a black mage, Cloud becoming a warrior, was really fun. Super cool idea. I like seeing the other jobs that other characters were putting on in that one cutscene. I'm super excited to see what all of the other jobs are and how they utilize those jobs. Warrior Cloud looks a lot like his Amano artwork to me. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but I think so. And that's cool. I really I vibe with that. I hope everybody can use all of the jobs and we can see them all do different things. That's the most Final Fantasy like thing I think these remakes have done. And I'm stoked for it. I want to try it out. I want to see how fighting those bosses works when you can just change the characters' different jobs and how they function. Which I mean, you could technically in Final Fantasy VII with all of the different materia and stuff, but this doing it for you in a more seemingly a more efficient way is interesting. They finally found something that I want to check out. How do you feel? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what kind of jobs you'd like to see each character do. Me personally, I would love to see Barrett be a dragoon and just jump out of the air with his gun arm and just punch people with his gun arm like Luffy or Deku, right? Just do like just a mean, clean, just right arm into him. I think it'd be awesome. Anyway, let me know what you think. So, Code Veronica is getting a remake. That's awesome. I mean, Code Veronica is one of the better Resident Evils in my opinion. So I would love to see how they handle this one. I am kind of hoping this is more like the Resident Evil 2 remake than the Resident Evil 3 or Resident Evil 4 remakes, which I wasn't as big on. Um, it's good to see. Good to see Claire get her second game or I think it's her second game, get a comeback because Claire's one of my favorite protagonists from the series. Let me know what you think below. Do y'all think we're getting 5 soon? I'm pretty sure that we are. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Okay, so this one, I want to first make the statement that I am excited for this team, that this team is just awesome. I love the red and green elements contrasting with each other. There's a lot of coolness with the Magneto is red and purple, and Norman is green and purple, while Doom is primarily green and Carnage is primarily red. There's a lot of synergy in the design that really works well in terms of appearance. So I really do vibe with the Knights of Doom in that regard. This is probably the team I will use in Tokon. Um, but having said that, I do kind of wish there was a little less Spider-Man in the team, um, and in the roster overall. There have been a couple of choices that I haven't vibed with as much. Danger, I don't. It's not that I don't dislike Danger. It's that I don't feel any way about Danger one way or the other. I want Kurt in a fighting game so badly. Please give me Nightcrawler. So I would rather him. It's not my choice. It's just my opinion. And we really need to de-Spidey the roster. So Penny was another one that didn't really strike with me. Um, and I don't know what I would do with that one, but I kind of wish it was anybody else. So for Knights of Doom, I wish we got Norman or Cletus. One or the other. Because it the the universe feels so small when every roster has to have a Spider-Man adjacent character tied into it. And Marvel Comics, while it's not like an endless treasure trove of stories, Marvel Comics has a lot of characters. And I think that there are others that fit the motif of what we're going on with the Knights of Doom better than Cletus in particular. Although Norman, I think, could be replaced too in a way. So, like, if I had done this team, if we were going to keep Norman, who I would keep, because Norman, Doom, and Magneto is the least evil of the three here, but they all understand ruling with fear and power and authority, and they crave it. They pit their subordinates against one another. They enjoy the chaos of having uncertainty in charge of their stuff, right? And I think personally that Eric Killmonger would have been a great final character for this roster. Somebody with the same mentality that these three have. At times, Eric is a little better than the other two that we have up here right now, but he does fall prey to that too. But I think that you could get rid of Norman too, and you could have two like leaders and two elements of chaos or something, and we could have gotten rid of Norman and had somebody like Bullseye come in and be a hired gun and another element of chaos, or like an actual knight, somebody who was hired to come in and do it. Um, Mephisto, I think, would have been a good fit, especially with Ghost Rider having a presence in the game already. But that being said, I do really enjoy Norman's playstyle. I like that the glider has the Frieza Destructo Disc properties to it. I like that Carnage is actually Carnage. Like he uses his tendrils and his teeth and the fangs that come out of his tendrils and scythes and blades and stuff. He's not just red venom. Um, so that is great to see. It's good to see these characters in fighting games, and I'm excited to use them overall. What do you think? Do you like the roster? Do you think there are better choices for Doctor Doom's team? Do you think there are better choices for any of the teams in particular? Let me know below. I'd love to hear it. I'm very excited for Tokon. So the Lost Wild looks pretty cool. I'm a sucker for dinosaurs. It won me over pretty much when a dinosaur showed up. I'm pretty weak-willed, so even if it doesn't win most people over, I'll probably end up playing it anyway, at least giving it a try. Yeah, I just hope for more games like this. I like survival horror where you run away from dinosaurs. Dinosaurs would be the scariest friggin' thing in the world to have to try to evade in any way, shape, or form. So I'm hoping you can capture that terror properly. Anyway, it looks exciting. Hope to see more soon. Let me know what you think below. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 just happened at the Nintendo Direct. What are we even doing here? I am so intrigued, I have to admit, despite not knowing a lot of what's going on in some regard. I recognize some of the characters, but some of them I don't. And Xehanort was the big surprise, in my opinion. I mean, anybody who's a Kingdom Hearts lore person or somewhat of one probably played that Switch game and knew that he mentioned something about this to Kyrie, so he must have some idea about Quadratum. But it's interesting to see him. I wonder what direction they're going to take that relationship. Um, Kingdom Hearts 4, it's great to see. The story looks really cool. It's fun to see the gameplay mechanics work the way that they do, or they seem to. Sora, like being able to grind on the lines that he makes with the Keyblade when he cuts at people, summoning the Keyblade parade, whatever you want to call it, the Keyblade tornado, with the power of waking was really cool. Yeah, I mean, it looks really fun. Saving people, that was a nice thing to see. Was actually like protecting people from Heartless and like trying to be a hero. If there's one thing I've never really liked about Kingdom Hearts, the series, is the general disregard for human life the protagonists seem to have. And I'm not saying that they're actively murdering people, but you don't really see them helping people too much. Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of tried to help it, didn't really work. So I'm hoping this will be a better attempt at that. And I really, I don't know. I'm really hoping that this can be a good push in the right direction, but I'm seeing a lot of reliance on old stuff, on mobile game. Oh, did you play mobile game? Oh, did you read book? Oh, did you play rhythm game from Nintendo Switch? Oh, and it's just like, buddy, this is too obscure, like this is stuff that people didn't do. They don't know about it. And that was one of the big problems Kingdom Hearts 3 had, was that outside of the most hardcore of Kingdom Hearts fans, people didn't know what was going on. you know? Um and I'm seeing that again, and I really hope that they learn to just go back to making it simple. Kingdom Hearts needs to be simpler, from a narrative perspective. Just to get broader appeal. You know, somebody shouldn't be able to pick up Kingdom Hearts 4 and watch Kingdom Hearts 4 and then see the villain who's possessed like 12 different bodies under different names and done mass murder crimes of galactic proportions and stuff like that show up in the game and then have to explain. Can you imagine trying to explain Xehanort to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about when they play Kingdom Hearts 4? You know what I mean? I know it's the fourth entry in the series. I understand that if you're going to pick up a game called Blank 4, you should probably understand what's going on overall. I really do understand that. But going on overall to the general audience, to a consumer general audience, is I play 1, 2, and 3. Not I play 1 and then I play 1.5 and then I play 2 and then I play 0.5 and then I play 1.7 2.75, and then I play 2.8, and then I play 3 mobile phone games, and then I buy all of these source books, right? You can't keep that model going from a consumer standpoint. It can't grow when it has that much requirements around it. Let me give you another example owned by Disney as an analog. Did you notice that when you were starting to require to watch television shows to get what was going on in MCU movies stopped being popular? It's because it became a fetch quest to go see those movies. It was no longer fun. You didn't pay $10 and go see an hour and a half worth of information that contributed towards another 1.5 hours worth of information next year when you went to go see it. You went and you paid $10. Well, really, you went and you paid $16 to go watch a movie that referenced a show that you needed your 16, 20, $25 a month subscription to watch, and that show was 10 hour-long episodes, and in those 10-hour-long episodes there was a reference to another show that you needed to go watch, so you had to go back and it can't be that complex for a general audience of working class people. It just can't. They don't have the time for that stuff. If you want mass appeal and a mass appeal audience, you have to make it broader than that. And I'm hoping, because I really do love Kingdom Hearts. Excuse me. I'm having hiccups today, folks. I'm so sorry. I hope that won't come back again. There's another one. Because I said it. Speak of the devil, right? But I'm hoping that Kingdom Hearts can split away from this and give itself the tools that it needs to be more appealing overall to greater audiences, because Kingdom Hearts from a gameplay perspective is so much fun that it deserves that. It needs that to keep going. Anyway, that's just how I feel. Let me know in the comments how stupid and wrong I am, please. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? So if you thought that one was controversial, here's 2 more. Controversial opinion number 1, I wasn't wowed in any way, shape, or form by that Ocarina of Time remake reveal. I really hated the trailer. It was super nostalgia baity. It felt really weak. Like it didn't have enough to show on its own, so instead it had to keep, oh, here's Saria's song, oh, there's the Deku tree, oh, there's the, and it's just show us the game, right? Especially since it's coming out in 2026, show us the game. I don't really like the look either. I'm hoping that I will just be proven dead wrong, but it really does kind of look like the Nintendo hire this guy version of Zelda, or the this is what game graphics or Smash Bros graphics will be in 2013, 2014. Those memes, all right? And it just I don't know. One of the things that I've always appreciated about Zelda was that Zelda didn't try to be hyper realistic. It tried to be stylistic. It's the Legend of Zelda, not the documentary of Zelda. So I always appreciated that it seemed to have a form, like an artistic form to the character designs. So I don't really vibe with this. And I've got to be honest with y'all, I'm worried that the movie is influencing this game. That this is going to be more The Legend of Zelda, the movie, the video game. Like Street Fighter, the movie, the game, right? Because apparently the Zelda movie has an Ocarina of Time inspiration too, and these are coming out within a year of each other, right? And I'm just worried that this is Nintendo trying to softball us a completely revised Ocarina of Time. And I don't want that. I think there are plenty of other Zelda games that should have been remade besides Ocarina, first off, because Ocarina already got a great remake on the 3DS that you can just port. But on top of that, if you're going to do it, just do it. Just remake Ocarina of Time. Don't call it Ocarina of Time if it's not Ocarina of Time. Hopefully I'm wrong. Really, I really do hope that I'm wrong. But everything that I've seen thus far has not impressed me in any way, shape, or form. You know, I am eagerly awaiting more news. And I hope to have a big egg on my face when this is all said and done. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I know Zelda is incredibly popular, rightfully so. Ocarina in particular on both accounts. But I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. So my second controversial opinion is that I'm kind of confused by God of War Lafay. I really do want to make it abundantly clear, though. I don't care that she's a woman. I don't care that she's, quote, unattractive, unquote. I don't care about anybody who says that God of War can only have Kratos as the protagonist. Come on, y'all. That's not true. It's called God of War. It's not called Kratos. All right, those aren't my complaints at all. I hate those arguments. Just because they're not made in good faith in general. The things that do confuse me, though, are the impact this has on the overall story of God of War, especially God of War 2018. What I really liked about God of War 2018 was how just like sudden and impactful and just like gut wrenching LaFay's death is. We don't really know LaFay as a character at that point because it happens at the very beginning of the story, but we don't have to know the interactions, especially to know the character Kratos was before this all happened. To see who he is at this point tells us, the people who have been following Kratos around, what she did for him, right? And it's so good, right? Because Kratos, it was a deity. Kratos is a god killer, and he can't stop this from happening, right? He is as powerless as his son is in this situation to stop this horrible thing from happening, right? A rare moment where Kratos and his son are the same. Right? And it just works so well narratively. It hits all the points that it should hit to set up the tone for the game. And her character, or rather the lack of her character in a lot of ways, really keeps the narrative going in ways. And just her floating around in super heaven, fighting all of these other gods of war, and she's got a quirky millennial cube named Frank, and the sword the ribbons on the sword can talk too, and it's it really detracts from what God of War 2018 was trying to do. And I think it hurts the narrative overall. But maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it will turn around and I'll be completely wrong. In all of my criticisms, I'd like to make it abundantly clear that I want to be wrong, right? Please prove me wrong and show me what you've done that will make me change my view on this. But as it stands, it really does kind of hurt the narrative for me. What do y'all think? Thank you so much for your time. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe out there. Let your loved ones know you love them. I'm talking with all the stuff with LaFay. You really don't know how long you have them, and they really are one of the stronger points of life, one of the things that keep us all going. So let them know you appreciate them. With all of that said, anything that you see on here, all of these images that you see, I don't own any of the properties that these images come from. All rights to their respective owners. Um, Let me know what you're looking forward to in the future for gaming. If anything here let you think about something else that has been announced that you're excited for, I'd love to hear about that too. And with all that said, I'll see y'all in the next one.